Hey everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Boy, oh boy, I sure do hope that I am live because I am flying solo. Hold on one second. Up, Jillian Goldrich is here, so I hope that means I'm live. Hey Donna, how are you? I am here in the studio. It's Monday night, and this is Twisted Stitches, and I'm really glad you're here with us tonight because I've got a great show for you. Paul is out visiting. Thank you, Nancy Robertson. Paul is out visiting with a friend tonight. He's finally home and getting his life back. And so I am here and enjoying all of you kind of without him. So I get to enjoy you exclusively tonight. So Nancy Robertson, hello. Robbie McCarthy, it's good to see you here. And Darren Showers from Cape Cod. And Nancy Robertson, thank you for liking my necklace. I do love it too. This was a night where I was getting ready for the show. I was like, I don't know, what do I want to wear tonight? And I just kind of threw this little necklace on because I love this dress and it's so cozy and comfortable and loose and airy. So Nancy Parks is here. Hi, Nancy. Anna. Hi, Anna. Deb Massa is here with us as well. And Debbie Andretta, Judy Rondo Snitkin, my buddy right here in town. Hi, honey, Paul says. Hi, you're supposed to be having dinner. And yes, Jillian, thank you, honey. You will have to do all the singing tonight because I'm going to need all the help I can get. So if you need me to add you to the stream, let me know. I'm not sure how I do that. Hi, Beverly Riza. It's good to see you. So I'm sure more folks will be coming on. And I was knitting this weekend and something happened a while back that gave me some thought, some pause for thought. And I wanted to share that with you tonight. And it's all about fit. And so we're going to be doing a little bit of chatting tonight about how do we fit those garments that don't necessarily fit our proportion. So let's see who else is joining us. Kelly Kohlhofer. Hi, Kelly from Vermont. You're in Vermont. Do you live in Vermont now or just visiting in Vermont? Rosemary Christopher is here and Rita Johnson Cotterman is with us. So this is really great to see you all. I am so proud of myself. So I showed you all the little baby hat that I did, right? Let me show you the baby hat. Hold on. For those of you who didn't happen to see our unboxing the other night. So many people. Hi, Jean and Oriana Christina Bruno. It's good to see everybody. Gina Sensio is with us. So this, I am where some people are sock and hat knitters. Isn't it adorable? I am usually neither. I love scarves. I love shawls. I love cowls and mostly sweaters. Those are my favorite things to knit, not necessarily in that order. But, I've had this great little idea. Actually, someone suggested it, and that we have a little pumpkin patch in the shop. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to get my little my orange and brown and my very fall looking yarns and put together a little corner in the shop for the upcoming holiday. And so this I thought was a great way to introduce it. But this little I-cord thing on the top here, the little stem. And I will tell you, I knitted this with Vasto, which is a yarn by Lane Denord. It is the sister yarn to Matera, which we use for the doodle sweater. And I got to tell you, this yarn knits up beautifully. Just the stitch definition in it is fantastic. You see that? And I'm so proud of my color work in there. That was fantastic. So that was my cute little, what pattern did I use? I knew you were going to ask me that. I have it at home. It's called a berry patch hat. I think that's what it's called. Berry patch hat. And if that's not right, I will certainly let you know that. So Deb Massa said, my 2-year-old grandson said, me, want that hat. LOL. I'm knitting hats for the national parks out of, oh yeah, Matera is a great yarn. These are the Lane de Nord yarns are fantastic. Matera is the DK weight and Vasto is the worsted weight. So really great yarns. And so that's just my the little beginning. And look how cute I'm holding it up with a little soup container under there to give it some texture so that it doesn't fall apart. So yeah, it is adorable. And I'll see if after the show I'll find the pattern and I'll link to it. And you can get a couple of hats out of a ball of yarn. And those the Matera, let me see what the yardage is on that. So here's Matera, and it is 136 yards, and plenty left. And you can always do reverse if you're going to do a little color work on something else. I was thinking maybe some hats. The most adorable Halloween hat today with little ghost faces and stuff on it. Really cute. I know, not ghost faces, pumpkin faces on it. So Leslie Tui Weiss, how are you, my dear? It's good to see everybody. So last a couple weeks ago when Jody was here, we were doing a little try on trunk show, and I got to be the person to try on the garments. And I want to see if I can find, I want to show you a couple of different things. So for those of you who were here in the shop, you saw me trying on several of the garments that were in the trunk show. And I just want you to take a look at this model here. This person, and I remember when I was working many years ago, talking with one of my colleagues. We were walking down the halls at the World Trade Center, and I'm maybe 5 feet tall, and strawberry patch hat. Thank you, Rosemary. I'm maybe about 5 feet tall, and he's about 6'3". So you can imagine when we're walking next to each other what we look like. And his legs were as long as came up to my waist. If you can imagine what that looked like. So here we have someone who is, I'm going to guess this model, when I look at her, is probably 5'9", 5'10". And does anyone remember when I tried this sweater on? It was down here on me. And it didn't mean that the sweater didn't fit. It just meant that the fit wasn't right. And there was one sweater that I tried on that when you went to button it at the chest, the button was great, but to button it down at the hip was not so great. But when you think about it, the button wasn't supposed to be at the hip. The button was supposed to be higher. So if I'm standing and I'm going to button at my waist, it's here. When I tried on that sweater, the button for the waist was here. So if you lift that sweater up to where it's supposed to be to fit my body, then the fit is totally different than trying to button it. Now, hey, I'm not ever going to complain or deny that I got my grandmother's hips, but I also got her height, and proportion is just as important, equally as important, if not more so than size. So has anybody else ever had a situation like that where their body is not the same, let's say, for lack of a better word, dimensions as the specs on a pattern? Has anybody ever run into that before? And if so, was it your arms? Was it the waist? Was it the sleeves? Oh, the Alara shirt that we made for the KAL. Every pattern, Nancy's saying armhole length. Oh, yes, that's a big one. That is a big one. I'm short-waisted, so I can't wear patterns with a long waist, and I'm long-waisted. Believe it or not, I have a long waist for a short person, and I have short legs. Now, don't chuckle. People go, well, of course you're going to have short legs. You're a short person. But no, there are people who are short who have much longer legs than I do. So Leslie is saying she modifies all the time for the necklines and the sleeve lengths. Jillian, the armhole length. That's a big one for me too, Jillian. And I find that happens because not so much, well, yes, okay, so I need the distance in here from the shoulder to the armhole, but also you have to look at the way your body is built. And sometimes you just need more space in that area so that the clothing, the actual fit is right. So yes, I do make my arm length a little bit longer, even though I am short. So let's see. Rita Cotterman saying, I bypass patterns because I feel like they're meant for thinner or taller persons. That's a good point. Now, today, patterns are designed for so many sizes. There's such a broad range of sizes that are there. So that does open up a lot more opportunity for everyone. But just remember, just because a pattern stops at the waist doesn't mean that that's where you have to finish it. You can make that body longer and keep the body shape so that you can have a ribbing around the bottom and still not lose the shape. Julie Johnson's Roy saying you can wear it over a blouse. Let me see. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So Yasholda Teague, Nancy Robertson is saying Yasholda Teague, a Scottish knitwear designer, has a YouTube channel that recently discussed fit, particularly armhole construction. So we'll have to check that out. I ran into Michelle is saying that I personally ran into that with the pressed flowers cardigan. I had to make my armhole length much longer. And also now on the pressed flowers, I went down a size because I did not want that oversized look. So I went down a size. I wanted to wear my pressed flowers as just a sweater by itself I didn't want to be over anything else. So I made mine a little more fitted. Lisa Simmons is saying she modifies for arm and body length. If I had legs to fit my body length, I'd be 7 feet tall. So you have a longer torso and shorter legs. Yep. Rosemary Christopher is saying she's not fond of short sleeve sweaters. She has to add all the time. So are you saying, Rosemary, that if it's a short sleeve sweater pattern, you make it into a long sleeve? Or that you just make the short sleeves longer? Oh, Rita, Rita's saying it's good. It gives her more confidence to modify a pattern. You can modify it. What I find is, I'm loving what Jillian just put here. What I find, Rita, is that I find the pattern for my chest size. So I find what fits on my chest, and then I can alter if I need to. If you all remember when we were doing the doodle sweater, that sweater for me, I had to knit the yoke longer because I wanted the armhole to be a little bit longer, and because it's a yoke sweater, it stops here and goes down and gets knitted from there. I needed that to have more length, so I knit my whole yoke longer. So Jillian is saying that she knit the smallest size of the ranunculus, but needed more armhole length, so she added rows between the increases. Now, the ranunculus sweater, I will tell you that from the day it came out, it's been one of the most popular hot right now sweaters out there. And by looking at the model who's wearing that sweater, I would have never, ever knitted it. I went, I went right past it because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this thing is so giant. Who can possibly wear it? And then I saw Jillian wearing it and it was gorgeous because she knit the smallest size. And Jillian, when you knit a sweater, what size do you normally wear? If it's an average size sweater, which size do you normally wear? I'd be curious there, or normally knit. Okay, let's see what else here. Oh, so Rosemary Christopher saying she has to make the waist length longer, not the sleeves. Yep. Okay, so you usually knit for a 38 to 40, and I don't even know what the smallest size in that was, but it was probably 32 to 34. But you found, actually, I guess you found the 38 to 40 size. So tell me how you did that. If you chose the ranunculus sweater, what was the smallest size, the one that you knitted? And in that sweater, because there's not a whole lot of shaping, Rita, specifically because you mentioned that, because there's not a whole lot of shaping in that sweater, once you're knitting it, it's a big old circle once you get past the underarms. So there's not a lot of shaping in there. You're not having to worry about, is it going to be tight in the waist or too short in the waist? It's just straight all the way down. Ease makes a difference in the amount of ease built in to determine what size you like. Right. So if there's a sweater that has, and then this is an interesting thing too, because if a sweater has, let's just say the pattern says it has 4 inches of ease, positive ease. Keep in mind that that is not 4 inches that's going to stick out from the front of your sweater. It's 4 inches all around the sweater. So that's not a whole lot of ease when you think about it. So when you're looking at 6 to 10 inches of ease, now you're getting, a little bit bigger. So when you're looking at ease, I measure my bust measurement, and then I add those couple of inches, whatever it is, 4 inches, and then I kind of just put that around my body and see how much bigger is it going to be around the circumference of my body, not just the front of my body, because we take up space all around a garment, not just in the back. So yes, Michelle, that's a very important thing that we talk about. So while we're waiting for a few more comments, because I'm sure more people will have comments, I just pulled this sweater because it's another cardigan that we have here. Now we know that the samples are usually knit in small for women, and I think it's a medium for men. So this is small. So on the ranunculus, the smallest is 46 inches. So that was the measurement that you went with. The smallest one was 46 inches. You usually knit for a 38 to 40. So was that the finished bust circumference, 46? Because if that's not so bad, and it fit you beautifully. And Michelle is saying the best way is to measure a sweater that you like the fit of and compare it to the pattern. Yes, that's a finished 46. Yeah, so that worked out fine. It's got just enough ease in it to make it blousy without being oversized. And one of the things that with the lobster sweater, Whitney suggested that we find a sweatshirt that we like, because that's supposed to be an oversized sweater. So if you have a sweatshirt you like, measure the bust circumference on the sweatshirt and the length of the arm, the length from the underarm to the bottom, etc. And that will give you the kind of fit that it was looking for. So I just wanted you to see this. Now I'm working backwards, so excuse me. And this is a lovely sweater. I do love this sweater. It's one of Jody's designs, and I'm going to stand back. Now, if you can see on me, this comes to my knee. This comes to my knee. I'm thinking it's supposed to be mid-thigh because I know Amy Longo knitted this and it is certainly much shorter on her. And so Jillian's saying that sweater is way too big for you and it's a small. So look at the types of things that I have to adjust here. So the shoulder, the drop shoulder is here, which is not so bad. But I would have to make the sleeve shorter, but it's not just the sleeve shorter. It has to be a little less full too. Now remember, this is an over sweater, so it's something that's going to be worn under it. So it's going to take up some of the bulk that's in there. But you know, that's a big sweater for me. And so I can adjust the sleeve just by changing the length, or I can start my decreases higher up and then make it a little more tapered in the arm from where the sleeve begins to the bottom, but I still have to adjust that cuff there. Or yes, the sweater needs to be shorter and the sleeves need to be shorter. So all those adjustments you work on before you start the sweater. Know what you've got to do. If your length has to be changed, so the body shaping on this, there isn't any body shaping on this sweater. I don't know. I don't know if Michelle knitted this one, but this is all one piece. Yes, this is all one piece. So I don't think there's any body shaping in the sweater. So that's good. I can just make it longer, but I might make it I might not make that armhole as deep on this one. So just a little something to consider when you're looking at a pattern and you're concerned, like, oh my gosh, can I make this work? For me, if it's too much work, then I wonder if it's worth it. But if it's just a little bit that I can manage it, I feel like I can manage it, that's fine. Because I don't want to rewrite the whole design. If I look hard enough, I'm sure I'll be able to find one that would work. Right. And I might want to add some hip shaping. I guess if I wanted to, I could. But if it was shorter and pulled up in the right place, the hip might not be the hip wouldn't be in the wrong place. So if I pulled it up from here rather than taking it up in the hem, which is what so many people do, even when they're buying clothes off the rack with ready to wear, just because if a pair of pants doesn't fit you properly from the waist to the inseam, then it's not going to fit you properly from the inseam to the bottom of the leg, to the length. You need to pick up that. Sometimes if it's not the right body shape for your shape, then it doesn't fit. They call it proportionate fit, right? I mean, even though I buy petite clothes, I still have to hem dresses and pants if I want them to fit the way they were designed to fit, because they're designed to fit a 5'4" person, and I'm probably 5 inches shorter than that. Michelle is saying some of Jody's sleeves have no decreasing, they're straight, and that's why I read through the pattern to see what the shaping might be. Yep. Now here's another totally different shape garment. This is another jacket type. This is Juniper Moon Farm. Now here, this is a small. So for me, I would need shaping. I'd have to add some shaping in here because that is definitely where I would need some extra width right in there. But you see the sleeves are too big here. So I would have to make all this shorter. Now these sleeves are shaped. I could probably, this shape sleeve is fine for me the way it fits. This fitting is great, but I would probably make it almost 3 cables shorter than it is. Because you don't really want to fold your cable sleeves up. So Michelle is saying she finds that pants are too long from the waist to the crotch, so they don't fit properly. That's right. That's right, because then you got a little bagginess going on in there. So if you look at the measurements, and a lot of your patterns tell you the length from the shoulder to the waist. If there's waist shaping, it tells you the length from the shoulder to the underarm, and then from the underarm to the ribbing, and then how much ribbing you have. So all that should be on your pattern. If it's not, then you want to find out what that shaping is like. And a lot of times when we're looking at patterns today, we can actually see the shaping of them. If you're looking on Ravelry, so many things are oversized today that it's good and bad all at the same time. There was a sweater last year that Pam had knitted, that was just one big old box, and it's for some that didn't work for me. I have to have more shaping in my clothes in order for my for my body shape. Sometimes the fuller things are, the bigger you look. So you have to take a look at how do you want that to fit, not just does it look pretty on the model, because the model is supposed to look pretty in everything. This was super popular. This was a Noro three direction sweater. This is really just triangles this is a triangle here, another triangle here, and then a rectangle in the back. This is a great sweater. This is knitted in the smallest size. I can't wear it in this size. That just would not work for me. So in this case, Rita, I didn't make this sweater for myself because it's just, there's no way I'd be able to wear it. But it's a very popular sweater and people love it. It's a great seller. So let's see what we have here. Michelle is saying, look at the schematic, can show you where you can make your adjustments. Exactly. I remember when my mom used to sew my clothes for me, the pattern used to have places where you're supposed to lift to make it shorter or cut to make it longer. You didn't just like make the legs longer on a pair of pants. Rochelle Cohen is saying, my order from you has arrived. It meant I was able to read through the pattern. That's perfect. Rita says, I have put my measurements on a recipe card, so now I can figure all this out. That's great. I have an apple shape, so I don't wear form-fitting tops. Well, yeah, but you can still wear tops that are flattering. And I think that's the most important thing, is to find a shape that flatters your body structure, your body build. Yes, when things have less shaping, they are easier. But that doesn't mean that they have to be boring, because there are so many very pretty yoke sweaters that don't have a lot of shaping today. Even your bottom up or seam sweaters may not have a lot of shaping, but they're flattering to a figure. So it doesn't have to be boxy and oversized for it to be flattering. You find what fits you right. And so find that widest part of your body and say, okay, I have to be sure that it's going to fit me here. So if the bust fits, do I have to make adjustments in the body so that I'm adding some stitches around the body part? Yep, for a first project, yeah, we are getting ready to do another Knit Your First Sweater project class here at the shop. That'll be going up probably October, if I can get through September. We've got so many things going on. So, I think the most important thing that I wanted to share with you tonight was, don't be afraid to make adjustments that are going to work for you. If a pattern has too much to change, then I would just go, no, that's not going to work for me, for my body type. And we know what works for our body type, so we can work on that. But a long time ago, I decided I had to move away from shawls and scarves, and I needed to start knitting sweaters. And once I did, I found it's my first love. I don't want to have, if I don't have a sweater on my needles, I'm very disappointed. There's always one there and ready for the next one. I'm getting ready to work on the drawing sweater next. I'm finishing up my doodle, everybody. I got one sleeve done this weekend. I'm going to get the other sleeve done hopefully before this week is out, and that will be off the needles and blocked. So there's so many things to knit, and so many projects that we want to have. So what's on everybody's project list for the fall? Do you have anything yet? I have a surprise. Neuro Magazine should be coming out really soon. I'm very excited to hear that. We just put a Neuro event up on the on our website tonight, and I'm going to be posting that event tomorrow. The drawing sweater is pretty. It is pretty. You can do that one, Rita. That would work for you. Easy peasy. That would be a great sweater for you to wear, to work on. I'm hesitant with that one because I'm going to be like Rita. I mean, like Jillian, trying to find the size that works best for me. Yes. And we're going to do pre-orders of the magazine again. And we have a fabulous event coming up at the shop. Is the magazine up for pre-order? Well, I just answered your question. It will be probably tomorrow. Donna Nahalo, you need to finish your pressed flower sweater. Yes, didn't she? Gina Bates, what a great job she did on that. And I have to post another picture. Another lobster sweater got done this week. Boy, oh boy, has that little pattern been popular out here. We're in New England. The Neuro sweater you just showed, I bought the yarn from you 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, Kelly. Get that thing on your needles. That's a beautiful sweater. You got to get that one done. It's fantastic. You're welcome, Deb. I hope you found that very interesting. So we've got a lot going on here. I will be posting the Neuro pre-order. Take a look at the website. We have an amazing event coming up on October 8th. We're going to be right here at the shop, and we're going to have shopping. The Neuro Trunk Show will be here. We've got an exclusive tote bag for the event. We're going to be doing another sampler kit, 3 patterns for the sampler. Whitney's designed 3 patterns for the sampler kit. This is just going to be a fantastic day, and we're limiting the number of people to 20 per session. We're going to do 2 sessions on Sunday, one from 10 to 1, the other one from 2 to 5, so that it's not so crowded. Some of the feedback that we've gotten about our in-shop events is that they wanted to have a little more room to move around. So we're limiting it to 20 people per session. So if you are interested, go on the website and take a peek at that. It's going to be a fantastic day. I'm really excited about it, and I'm so thrilled that Whitney's designing another sampler kit for us. So Margaret Olivier is going to start the drawing sweater too. Margaret, did you get your yarn for that yet? Because I'm going to be starting mine too. That's the next one to go on my needles, I think. Oh, we got that lovely yarn in from which one was it? La Pampa came in the other day. Whew, that was gorgeous yarn. That color, that Cordovan color was gorgeous. And everything, okay, good for you. Everything that came in the shop this past week is already on the website. So the Alba Aran has been posted, and the which other things came in? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what else came in. Some more Patagonia. I've got just a bunch of stuff came in. Oh, the Infinity sock. What yarn am I going with? That's why I haven't started it yet, Rita, because I'm not quite sure. I'm struggling through that part of it. So I am going to choose my yarn and get rolling on that one. So I will let you know. When do I sleep? I sleep very well from around 11 o'clock unless I stay up late knitting, and then you'll see me with my Wordle up after midnight. But I get up about 5:30 in the morning when the dogs get up, and then I just keep going. But by the end of the day, I'm tired. I definitely am tired. I sleep good. I don't have any problem falling asleep or staying asleep. So, all right, everybody. Oh, I have to pick a name from the sharing bucket. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm coming. I sent out so many prizes last week. Okay, let's see what we got. Whoa. Leslie Welsh Flaherty, you're the lucky winner today. Okay, Leslie, you'll be getting your sharing prize. What top am I making this time? Veronica knew I'm working on my doodle sweater. I'm finishing that up, and then I am going on to my drawing sweater. So I'm working on which yarn I'm going to be using for that, and I will let you know just as soon as I have figured it out. Okay, everybody, it has been amazing to have you all here with us. Be good, stay safe. We love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.